What's up YouTube? Dreadlocks here bringing you guys another video. Yes, today is a very fun video for me, all right? Because I get to talk about some of the things that we all probably deal with, whether it be in the workforce, whether it be at home, with our own families, things that we all deal with, all right? And I mean almost every last one of us. Of course, outliers exist, but we ain't talking about y'all. Today I'm gonna talk about the 5 most common things said to people with dreadlocks, all right? The 5 most common things said to people with dreadlocks. Yes, some of these things range from annoying to just out of ignorance to just plain on disrespectful. So we're gonna get into all 5 of those things. And if you guys have an experience that you guys wanna share, please leave them in the comment section, all right? As usual, if you guys have not subscribed already, please subscribe. As well, if you have subscribed already, please hit the little bell and the notification in the side over there. I don't know where it's at, it's somewhere over there. But make sure you hit that bell, that way you're notified of all my videos as they upload. You wanna make sure that you're updated with all the content, make sure you click that little bell over there. All right, let's go. Now this first one is more so rooted in ignorance. And like I was saying a little bit earlier, not all ignorance is created equally, all right? There's the ignorance of racism, and then there's things like the ignorance of just simply not knowing. By Webster's definition, that's essentially what it is, just not knowing. So the first thing that I want to bring up that is said to people with locks is, how did you get your hair like that? It looks like a little Cheeto. This is probably one of the most common things that is said, probably almost on a day-to-day basis for me. And really, you know, I don't take too much offense when it's said, because mainly it's just out of people just not knowing. In the environments that most of us work in, most of the people there are not adorning dreadlocks. Most of the people there probably don't know somebody with dreadlocks. I mean, we are a minority in this country. So we do have to understand that there is a lot of ignorance swirling around our hairstyle. The whole little Cheeto tidbit, you know, you can add or subtract that. That's not necessarily something that has to be included with that phrase, but just essentially inquiring about how we got our hair like that. Usually what happens when I hear this, I just explain it to them. It does get a little bit tiring having to, you know, bear the burden of enlightening. Sometimes I don't feel like explaining it to them, sometimes I don't. But that is definitely how I answer. Usually I'll explain it to them. I'll tell them I start with a comb coil, a little bit of gel, or a little bit of wax, or a little bit of cream, whatever you choose. Twist my hair, let it lay, leave it alone. It naturally grows like that. So usually explaining is how I get past that one. And if the person is genuinely interested in figuring out, they're receptive, and we can move on about our day. All right, so that's the first one. Second most common thing that people say to people with dreadlocks is, whoa, that looks really cool. Can I touch it? Can I touch that? Can I touch your hair? Yeah, this one is not unique to dreadlocks. Typically all natural styles. It is quite frankly probably one of the most annoying ones on the list. People have a fascination with things that they don't know about. You know, most of the hair textures are not in that 4C, 4B range, you know, so people come and they see hairstyles and different hair types with different, you know, mechanisms, and they want to touch it. Hopefully you guys know, even if you are someone that is watching this channel somehow and you don't have locks, that is an absolute no-no. Don't ask to touch my hair. Don't touch my hair. Just leave my hair alone. If I don't know you, if we haven't built up a connection where there's some trust there cultivated where you can ask me a question like that, don't come up to me randomly and ask me if you can touch my hair. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, the answer is no, all right? The third thing that people say most commonly to people with dreadlocks is, I heard you can't wash it. Does it stink? Some of these I do wish that I was making up, but these are all legitimate things. And again, primarily rooted in that ignorance. Not a lot of people have experience with those hairstyles, so they don't know. And unfortunately, a lot of the things that are circulated around dreadlocks and lock styles and braid styles is that, you know, a huge common misconception, even amongst locking community, is that you cannot wash your locks. That is a lie. My locks not only stay washed, they stay smelling good because I use stuff with mango, pineapple, and guava in it. All right, I got tea tree oils and glistenins and fruits and berries, like I'm Prince Hakeem. Usually when somebody asks me that, I clearly enlighten them, and I try to do so without holding them accountable for that level of ignorance. But again, it's just remembering that people don't have experience with these hairstyles, and quite honestly, if you don't tell them, they might not know. Now, the fourth thing I think was really important to mention, because a lot of the other ones are rooted in ignorance, right? A lot of the other things are rooted in ignorance. And this one quite often comes from people that do have the knowledge of the style, but still have maintained a perception. So rather than ignorance, this is just more so a prejudice. That fourth thing that people say is, well, I really like the style, but it's just not professional. I just don't think it's professional. I don't think I could get a job like that. This is one of those things where we do have to legitimately understand the world that we live in. And this isn't something that's race specific. You know, this could be white people that say this could be black people that say this could be Mexican people that say this. Legitimately, people have a misconception that, you know, locks are unprofessional. Even our own people, even people that can adorn locks. And it's unfortunate. You know, it is extremely unfortunate. What I will tell you is that I am living proof that it doesn't matter where I work. It's a very, very large company, and people have locks, and it doesn't affect their work at all. Again, one of the biggest companies in the US, in the world, people have locks. People that maintain high positions have locks. It doesn't matter. And I feel like this is one of those things that affects, you know, a lot of the places, you know, where I come from, you know, in the South, where, you know, people don't see very many successful models of people, you know, in corporate America or in tech industries or, you know, things like that. And so they maintain these prejudices and they maintain these perceptions of these hairstyles, and they actually believe them. What I really try to do anytime I encounter this one is just really enlighten people that, hey, you know, here's Google, and here is a person that I'm gonna show you via Google that works at a very high position, maintains his or her locks. Just as simple as that. It's all about enlightenment at the end of the day, and hopefully with that enlightenment, they take that and it changes their perception of locks. For most, it might not, but you did your part, all right? So that's the fourth thing. Now, this last one, you guys, this one probably takes the cake. This is my least favorite one. The fifth most common thing that you hear as a person with locks. Hey man, hey, you know the weed at? When I tell you that I've been walking in the street, I have been on my way into work, I've been at social functions, and this has come up, and it's legitimately the most awkward thing in the world, because I quickly tell them, no, I don't sell weed. Like, you know, and it's unfortunate, you know, it's 2019 and we still kind of have to answer those types of questions, but legitimate reasoning behind that, I believe, is the, you know, huge impact of the Rastafari movement and the idea that the herb is, you know, tied to spiritual awakening, spiritual understanding of self, of the world, of all things. And there's nothing wrong with smoking weed. And I don't want it to come across like there is a negative perception of marijuana, but it's just the idea that your hair could carry that sort of connotation with it, you know, especially within a professional workspace. I don't want to look like I'm selling drugs. That's not what the hairstyle is for. I mean, the reality of it is, even if there's not something wrong with weed, selling weed is still illegal. I'm a professional, I don't break the law. Unless I gotta run a red light or maybe sometime ride without my seatbelt. But yeah, that is definitely one of the most common, probably the most disappointing. When I get that one, you just gotta simply answer the question. Simply answer the question, no. Again, you guys, though we do all have locks, our experience are all different. So please, if you have any different experiences, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the little bell on the side. You know, I want to hear if you guys have any different experiences or you have any common things that are said about your locks. I just wanted to give you 5. We all know that there are several other things, probably things I didn't touch on in this video. I mean, again, with our experience, there's infinite things that we can encounter. I'm not gonna be able to touch them all. So if you have something, please enlighten me. Share them in the comment section. Otherwise, you guys, this is TP Locks signing out.